Do you allow your ostomy to determine what you do and to define who you are? If so, I'm going to give you some tips to try and change that. I'm Elaine O'Rourke. I help people with ostomies and with IBD to overcome the many fears and challenges that you face in order to live a more vibrant and fulfilling life. I myself have had an ileostomy for 15 years due to Crohn's disease. I was deathly ill, could barely move, and I was a very active person, a yoga teacher, so to be barely able to put one foot in front of the other was really scary. When I got my ostomy, it took me a while, obviously, to get back into my body and to regain some strength. It took a couple of years until I was fully recovered from my surgeries. But once I was, and once I discovered what I could do, then there was really no stopping me. Even within my yoga practice, I am able to do everything. Although at the start, I had to start off really slowly, baby steps, one thing at a time, and learning to listen to my body. Also is the same with food. So you might be finding that you can't eat the same things that you were able to before you got your ostomy. So it's a journey to discover what will my body allow me to do now and to keep experimenting with it and playing with it. So a couple of things in regards to moving your body and exercising. Unless you're still dealing with health issues that may have led to your ostomy or aside from your ostomy, there's really very little reasons why you can't do the activities that you enjoyed beforehand. There may be contact sports that you mightn't feel comfortable playing, and I completely get that. But otherwise, going for a walk, completely fine. Doing yoga, I do an advanced yoga practice because I've been doing yoga now for nearly 20 years, and I'm able to do everything that anyone else is able to do. I'm very mindful of how I move in my body and how it feels on my ostomy. Even 15 years later, there's a couple of times when I'm in a movement that I might feel a little pull, and so I will stop. So that's really important. But I played tennis. Just 2 years ago, I started surfing. That was the one thing I thought I would never be able to do. Now I surf all winter long. I live here in New England. I'm from Ireland, but I live in New England, and it's freezing in the winter. But I'm getting in the water as much as I can and spending up to 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours in a wetsuit in the water. That is something I would never have been able to do. I remember the first summer when I had my ostomy, I was so afraid of going into the water. I lived by the beach and I was terrified of staying in the water for any length of time. I wasn't even sure what I would wear on the beach. So I pulled out a pair of board shorts, put them on, and they worked. And to this day, those board shorts, I can still pretty much get into them. But I've also looked after myself, and I mind what I eat. I don't starve myself. I don't believe in that. I eat when I want to eat, but I am mindful about my portions of food. I think about what I've eaten during the day, and I do enjoy sweet treats, so it's not like I'm a saint or anything, but I also know that I enjoy my vegetables. I'm lucky that I'm able to eat them. I enjoy different carbs. I don't eat a ton of carbs, but I enjoy what I eat, but I also try to make sure that I'm not just eating junk food. When you get your ostomy, it can be hard to figure out at the start what you're able to eat, and you might even get into a routine of eating kind of crappy foods just because you're not quite sure of your digestion yet, and you might be having a hard time digesting fruits and vegetables, which is understandable. But I urge you to keep with it, and maybe to even keep a food diary. I personally don't know of any reasons why one should gain weight because of your ostomy. There's really no reason to. The reasons might be mindset. It might be thinking, I can't do this or I can't do that. Whereas we really need to delve in a little deeper to discover, is that actually true? And the same is in regards to exercise. One of the things to be careful of is in regards to hernias. I've been fortunate, I've never had a hernia, but I do a lot of core strengthening activities. I do things on my belly that doesn't hurt my ostomy. That may not be the case for everybody, but for me, that is fine. I also do a lot of core things on my back and also on my hands. So there's lots of different ways that you can really strengthen your body and to be in your body. It's amazing to feel strong and vibrant. And that is what is so important, right? Just because you have an ostomy, it doesn't mean you have to write off everything that you did beforehand. And you might even discover some new things that you can enjoy going forward. So I really urge you to look at your mindset. This up here can be holding you back. It may not be your ostomy, wherever that is on your body. So look in a little deeper, and this is when I work with clients, we really look at some of the underlying stories that we tell ourselves as to why we may think we can't do certain activities or eat certain foods, or even to figure out, well, how can I set some boundaries around my food? Because oftentimes we're eating mindlessly, or if we eat something, we're feeling guilty, so that's not going to feel good. You may also discover that your hormones are out of balance, and that might be producing some weight issues also, whether it's losing weight or putting weight on. So there's always many different lenses to look into why the body is acting a certain way, the mind, the emotions, the physical, the spiritual body. And I truly believe that everything is connected. So I hope that you're able to get out and enjoy a little bit of the summer to keep yourself safe, healthy, well, and to really show up for yourself in your life with your ostomy and not to be ashamed, not to be embarrassed. So if you haven't already checked out my website, it's elaineo'rourke.com, and I also have a free download about simple ways to ease some of the fears about having an ostomy. All right, until the next time, stay safe and stay well, get some exercise in, and observe what you're eating. Thank you.